Welcome back to Influencers Make You Mad on Purpose. In today's episode, we have weird people doing weird things. And my tail, for some reason, is doubled. Oh god. I can't get rid of the tail, man. What the fuck? There we go. Fixed. Now that the tail difficulties with the video itself. Jesus Christ. Have a good night, Thunder.
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke ass.
I am so tired.
Me too. I will be honest.
My name is Sydney, welcome back to hell. And as per usual before we...
I love the fact that I can relate so hard to Sydney's intro. It's like, yes, I too am tired and smooshed apparently. I am so tired that I can't even maintain form.
Launch in. Today's video is sponsored by Fume. And of course, you guessed it, by me. And my new little tea company, Lides Tea Exchange. And to celebrate the fact that I just had a birthday and have officially hit the wall, I'd like us all to celebrate with a 10% off store-wide discount. As you guys know, this company is 100% my pride and joy, and a lot of love has gone into making it and making something that is worthy of you guys to actually purchase. I also see your orders, and I'm quite familiar with some of you by name by now and what you like, which I think is actually really cool.
That's
so use
cool,
code The Wall for 10% off, 5 days only.
To be fair, I'm the same.
Link in the description box.
To be fair, I'm the same. When people buy merch, I like, if they put the same username, I'm like, oh, I remember you. It's always endearing. Oh.
All I want for my birthday is to pack orders, and that's not a joke. I really enjoy it. Now, just a little bit of housekeeping before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Number one, I am sorry that I disappeared for the last couple weeks. I am trying to get out of the habit of doing that. I know I have a very bad track record when it comes to uploading regularly, but my objective going forward is to continue to upload as much as I can whenever I have something to say or a good idea or whatever. So yeah, big apologies for that, totally not intentional, but the reason it happened was because my mom actually was visiting from Australia for a number of weeks, and you know, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are new to this channel, I am Australian originally, although I don't sound like that, and I've not lived in Australia for a number of years. I don't get to see my parents all that often. Obviously, there's a giant ocean between us.
To be fair, from her accent, I could not tell. But then again, most people are unable to place me on the map. They're like, where's Paws from? And a lot of them don't realize what my accent is like. And then there's also the downside, because sometimes I start speaking with an accent that's completely different. Like, if I speak too much with my UK friends, I develop the UK accent. There's, like, no helping it. I end up being all posh. And then if I speak with Indian friends, I kind of, like, start adopting their, like, speech patterns. So, like, it really depends on who I spoke to.
So when anybody from my family comes to visit, they are my priority. And so I will, you know, occasionally disappear. And this is just the way that it is. So to my mom, who is inevitably going to watch this video, I love you. It was great having you here. And to everybody who lives near to their parents, close to them, gets to see them all the time, hug them close. Because it sucks when they live really far away from you and you wish that they live close and they don't. Just, you know, be nice to your parents. They're cool people.
I love you! I love you too! Have a kiss.
Secondly,
Oh man, that edit. Yeah. I hug my dad whenever he stops by in Bucharest. I was like, look, let me give you a hug. I just want to make sure I get a hug. And
I also moved house, as you can see. You probably can't tell actually, because it's still a white wall with a similar kind of setup happening. But I moved house, so it's been
what do you mean, purple?
You know, for the last couple weeks, and so this. I don't know what's happening with this, really I don't. I never do, but if you guys have any suggestions of how you think I should lay this out, I'm very intent on actually creating a proper office space this time, and a proper kind of studio setting space this time. I'm terrible with design. I'm not creative with that at all. I was honestly thinking of just green screening it and then just, you know, putting myself on a mountaintop. So let me...
Oh man, I can relate to her a lot in that regard. Because MySpace, like some of you have seen it whenever I turn on the cat cam, which I can't do right now, but like in a few days I'll have it back. I literally like my walls were blank, and now I have like cat climbing scratchy things on my wall so that the cats can just climb to the ceiling if they want to. That has become my decoration, my background decoration. Oh, of course, the cat wheel in the background too, mind you.
You know, if you have any
Oh.
ideas that trump me sitting on top of a mountain, although I do think that's peak.
No, I think that is peak indeed.
Yeah, that.
That joke. Ah, I like this channel a lot.
That's not funny.
So yes,
It is
apologies
very
for the state of
funny.
things and how it's all looking right now. Just give me a couple weeks to kind of settle in and work out what I'm doing because like I already mentioned, I have no idea most of the time.
Don't worry, I'm pixelated. I definitely have no idea. And for those of you on YouTube that are wondering why I'm pixelated, think Twitch chat. Yeah, they made me like this. They don't want you to see me. They don't want you to get distracted or to be tempted by milk.
You tested me. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway. Now, I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. I really do believe that the advent of social media has actually brought us a lot of really good things. I was there for the rise and fall of MySpace. It gave us everything.
Because tonight will be the night.
Social media has always been great for things like connecting, staying in contact.
What are you guys doing to me? Put me down this instant chat. What?
What? Why am I being smooshed, made small, and transformed into a zombie all at once? Is this what MySpace reminds you of?
And finding news and current affairs and stalking people that you went to high school with to feel better about your own life. But with the rise of platforms like TikTok, with this emphasis on short videos to accommodate everyone's shortening attention spans, and with the ability to monetize most content these days, we are seeing people do more and more to siphon engagement from viewers and collect their little green bits of paper.
Honestly, I have noticed that as well. Like, I don't know. Maybe call me old-fashioned. Maybe call it the fact that I don't really have people, like, clipping stuff, and I find it to be too tedious to, like, add that to my workload. To clarify, I don't have an editor, right? I'm doing everything myself. I don't have a manager or anything. It's just one of those where it's just like, I don't want to get into short-form content on top. But, like, when it comes to short-form content, most people don't actually know who the heck you are. They recognize you visually, but if you ask them, can you tell me, like, off the top of your head, like, 5 creators, like, even you YouTube, okay? Just put it in the comment below. Just comment 5 creators that you know from TikTok without looking their names up. Most people fail to actually remember the username of that person. So it feels very weird making content for people that don't actually know you because they don't, like, people are like, oh yeah, that person with the ears and looks funny. And that's it. That's all they know. Or the person that has milk on their shirt. Yeah, that's very descriptive, right?
These people just want to get their bags. Please sit down on a rocket and launch yourself to Jupiter. Now, besides acting like an absolute moron out in public, which I actually happen to make an entire video on if you want to go check that out.
I did
will
watch
link
that
it
one.
in the description box.
It's a good
One
one.
of the most lucrative ways of farming this engagement is rage baiting. Rage bait
Sadly,
or rage
yes.
farming is absolutely everywhere all of the time. And if we're being honest, that's actually been the case since the internet came into being, except back then we just called it trolling. And that was mostly just
Honestly, it is so tedious to see the rage bait. Like, it's happening even right now because everyone's enraged about Twitch raising prices, even though it's old news. All they did was update the mobile variant, right? And everyone's like, oh my god, subs are now $8 by default. No, just on mobile because Apple wants their 30% cut. YouTube is better because they don't take this much money. No, Apple still takes 30% cut even from them. It was just so much rage bait and so much panic, and everyone's trying to like make you have emotions and like engage in it and have an opinion and just comment. And it's so tedious. Meanwhile, the people that don't do that, that don't go like, even the part where, you know, if I don't say it, I don't generally say it in my videos. I don't generally go and tell people, hey, remember to like, comment, subscribe, right? I don't like saying it. It is annoying to constantly say it, so I don't. But because I don't, I see the fact that I get less engagement as well because I don't say it. And these people are just like purposely saying outrageous things and incorrect things just to get you to comment and correct them and engage with it, because any metric helps. It doesn't matter if you dislike a video. If you dislike it, you actually help the creator because you engaged with it. It's weird, and most people don't understand that. But if you comment your hatred towards someone and your dislike, and you press the dislike button, you actually boost that person's revenue gain because you push them to other people because it stirred an emotion out of you. So yeah, it works to trigger you.
Just 12-year-olds with internet access calling you names until you'd accepted that they'd won. But for those of you who are not familiar with the current iteration, rage baiting, rage farming, and rage posting are essentially the act of creating and posting content, video or otherwise, designed specifically to boil the blood and suck people into engaging. And engage.
I gotta say something, because this reminded me, like, I made a comment on one of, like, I think it was on her video, actually. I made a remark where I said that this is, like, a lot of these people just purposely bait you into it, and I had so many people go like, no, they're actually that dumb, or they mean it. And like, wow. I don't know what's worse, the fact that you think that they're that dumb, or the fact that they might actually be that dumb. I don't know which side to take.
we do, because what the hell is this? An abomination, like most things on social media. I know that absolutely every single one of you has come into contact with this kind of content. It can be as simple
Sadly,
as
yes.
mispronouncing words on purpose, knowing it's going to enrage people.
If you spread chorizo on a tortilla, fry it, then flip it.
Or cooking food stupidly to also enrage people.
Pour the mixture through a strainer and then add it back to your pot.
What the fuck did I just watch? I hadn't seen this one.
Grab yourself a bowl, take a bite, and enjoy. This is so easy and so good. You gotta try it.
This is not how you make mashed potatoes, friend. Just buy some potatoes. This is like mush paste with the side of seed oil. Let's not do this. Somewhere out there right now, there's an Irishman just screaming.
Huh?
Oh no, wish I had some diddly-dee potatoes. Sorry, that was rude. But it can also be as serious as actively creating entire accounts that exclusively repost rage content, or being an influencer who exclusively makes it. Now, what made me want to talk about all of this was a particular rage bait situation that played out very recently. It started when a young woman called Lily Gaddis posted a video of herself to TikTok in May. In the video, she says the N-word while referring to her friends' husbands as broke.
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass.
But you know what also can
The
make you really
fuck?
mad? Quitting your bad habit, which is why today's video is sponsored by Fume.
The
Who can help with
fuck?
that. Staying fit
I don't
and
even know
healthy
if that's
is always a
rage
good
baiting,
idea.
man.
It lets you run away from danger, you can lift up heavy things and
But
put
it does
them back
work,
down
sadly.
again, and maybe even
I feel like
survive
people
a
need to
nuclear
just record
apocalypse.
that and move
Okay,
on.
that last one might be a little bit
Because
on the-
commenting and
But
stuff,
having
right,
a
boosts
health-impacting
them.
bad habit
Reporting
can
does
really
them.
stop you from achieving your potential, which is why you need to give Fume a try. Fume is this neato, award-winning little flavored air device designed to break any hand-to-mouth habit. And because your Fume is not a vape, it doesn't use vapor and has no heating components, you don't have to worry about ingesting gross chemicals. All you need to do is pick a flavored cord that you like, pop it in your Fume, and inhale Yummo flavored air. And speaking of flavors, Fume has several to choose from, like sparkling grapefruit
thing I don't
or
vape.
white cranberry, for
Or
example.
smoke.
But I am a basic lady, and I personally love the crisp mint. And don't forget, your Fume comes with moving parts and magnets so your hands can stay occupied
I'm
while
watching
you
this
break
ad
your
while
bad
smoking.
habit.
Remember,
And
kids
best
smoking
of
is
all,
good.
Fume
Damn,
has been
Elgor.
expanding its range, adding this sleek new
God
Solana
damn.
fume and a fume base, which is an all-new magnetic stand for your device. So if you too
Hey,
value
even a
health and want to
device.
break your bad habit, then click the link in the description or go to tryfume.com/Sydney or scan the QR code on screen. And for a limited
devil's
time, use my code Sydney to get your
Crap.
free fume base when you order
What the
a
heck,
journey
Chad?
pack. This video sat mostly unviewed for an entire month before it got picked up and posted to X, formerly Twitter, which I'm just going to keep calling Twitter to fight me, Elon. This unsurprisingly.
No, I'm gonna call it Twitter till the day it ends existing. It's like calling it X is so weird. Not to mention everyone thinks you're talking about something else. That being said, Twitter has probably one of the better systems of keeping people in check when it comes to rage baiting. Because at one point people put community notes and you don't get any money. You do not make money if someone puts a community note on your dumbass post. So if you're baiting, people can just literally take your money away. It's great.
Surprisingly caused an insane reaction on both sides of the political aisle, with plenty of people accusing Gaddis of racism, while others found it amusing and lighthearted. Her TikTok was also seemingly deleted over the video. She went so viral, in fact, that she gained thousands upon thousands of followers across all social media platforms in only a matter of days. Then she ended up on several alternative right-wing media shows and has continued making this sort of content. Shortly after going viral, Gaddis tweeted at the Black community saying that they played directly into her hands by reacting.
Wow! Thanks, Black community, for helping me launch my new career in conservative media. You played your role like the puppets that you are. Jesus Christ, man. She just straight out went up and went like, I used you.
In the way that they did, which has now launched her career in right-wing media. I am genuinely begging all of you to stop hating people into e-fame. Can we please bring back some barriers of entry? I'm not asking a lot. As a completely unrelated as
No, I think we're asking a lot because I've seen it happen so many times that people do something that's outrageous towards a group. That group gets riled up. They don't manage to cancel the person, and instead that person gets pushed into fame. And it's just like, why? Why did you just, why? Like, you know the people that hate AI and they're like, oh my god, this is AI, this is really horrible. Like, there have been several cases on Twitter that I've noticed personally where people go like, hey, this is my new model, and people are like, oh my god, that's AI, and they're like, I had no idea. Oh my god, I got scammed. And people keep commenting that, oh my god, it's AI, yoink. AI is horrible. What the fuck are you doing? It's AI. And they push that person into fame. It is just like, okay. It's so weird because people are hating, saying yuck. Like, people love to hate, right? So it's a good strategy. People post on AI images and go like, oh, this is AI. You're stealing art from artists. You just commented and gave them an impression, boosted their post, noticed it. Also because of that, they got ad revenue, so you made them more famous and gave them more money and more exposure because you couldn't keep your hatred in control. It's baffling how effective it is.
I have a
Good
ton
evening,
of opinions
Jensen.
that relate to this issue, including that I don't really understand how America as a whole has designated one specific word, a big no-no word, that some people are allowed to use in a lot of contexts and situations that shows up in entertainment and in music and in pop culture. But if you have a particular color of skin, you're not allowed to use it? Like, that's... I also just generally think there's a conversation to be had here around who we collectively decide to elevate, whether it's political or not. But then the political sense, I feel very strongly about who people decide to look to for political thoughts and feelings and advice, and, you know, just generally not being super great at identifying who is in fact an actual grifter and who is not. And I hate using that word because it's so overused and so improperly applied, but yeah.
I mean, let's be real, right? Need I remind people that we're not allowed to say blind playthrough on Twitch? Like, you can't call your session a blind playthrough because they deemed it offensive to blind people. The fact that you use the tag blind playthrough is offensive to the blind people. So yeah, do I need to remind people that we can't use certain words just because someone decides something for someone else?
There's that. But you know, that's a conversation for a whole other video. But the point is, Gaddis knew that saying something inflammatory would make her content pop off, and that's precisely what happened. And she has continued to make this sort of rage bait content, which has continued to garner the attention she's likely seeking. Now, I know that there's probably a group of people,
That
a
sucks,
bunch of people
honestly.
who think that this sort of thing is perfectly okay. And maybe it is. Who's to say? I'm not
It's
the,
not a
you know,
joke, Purple.
czar of what's right and what's wrong. I am the doctor of it, but I do think that there is a whole argument to be made about the destruction of quality content and the nonsense that's being repeatedly churned out right now. You no longer have to be clever or funny or talented to make a name for yourself in media. All you have to do is open your phone, record a video of you saying something inflammatory, hope that somehow it hits the algorithm, and you catapult yourself into super e-stardom. So now we have this emerging class of influencer
Devil.
and type of content that recognizes that interaction, whether it's good or bad, is very valuable. In the early days of Twitter, for example, getting ratioed was a little embarrassing. Now it's an influencer strategy. And as long as making people mad remains a form of digital currency, we're going to see more and more people doing this kind of thing, making this kind of content to maximize the engagement on their content.
Yeah, that's why also thumbnails are like that, and titles, and like everything has to be extreme and to the maximum, and you have news outlets just clickbaiting the heck out of people and just putting false stuff on purpose there. And it is so tedious and so tiring that it works. It, like, as a content creator, it just feels wrong that I'm not stooping to that level and doing that, because at the end of the day I just watch people manipulate others and I'm there like, what? Wow, what do I have to show for my morals? No engagement. I'm not playing the number game. Got it. It sucks to be normal nowadays. It, like, if you're normal, if you're an average Joe like myself, right? If you're just a freaking person with common sense, get fucked, man. You're not stepping on anyone's toes. You're not inflammatory. You're not like radical or extreme. You try to like be mindful of others, and that does not sell well on social media because you don't get people to comment, right? And if they don't comment on your content, then you get less engagement.
Back in December 2022, Business Insider published an article called "On TikTok, Creators Farm Rage to Get Clicks and Make Money, but it can be a fast race to the bottom." The piece discusses a bunch of things, including a TikToker called Ryan Gorlick, whose name I'm probably mispronouncing, let's be real, a young man who built a huge portion of his online following pissing people off with his content. Most of the content itself is harmless, like Gorlick calling espresso espresso, or biting into a whole Kit Kat bar, which I just found out apparently is very upsetting to people. But Gorlick does these things because he knows that people find these actions universally frustrating enough to aggressively engage with the things he does. The article notes that since he started posting this sort of rage bait, Gorlick's engagement increased 5-fold. At the time,
yeah, like I'm not kidding. Like, I am not kidding when I say that whenever I see, like, I notice a lot of patterns and I notice a lot of strategies, and not employing them is just hurtful to someone's career. And it's just like, yes, it increases so much because people like to rage and to hate.
Time of reporting, he had gained over 350,000 followers and no doubt had been making some good money. But Gorlick isn't
maybe
alone.
Purple.
He's actually part of a huge group of people who knowingly make content, both harmless and not, with the sole purpose of forcing a negative reaction.
God.
Weaponizing anger has always...
Dude, whenever I see someone washing their chicken with soap, I just scroll past. Like, one, they're dumbass that just wasted food when other people don't have the luxury of buying meat and affording meat. And two, like, just why engage with those people, man? The only way you can stop it is just to move on. to not give them the fame that they're looking for.
It's been an effective way of captivating an audience. It's been done in politics, just for example, forever and ever. But now, with the current state of things, with social media and all these influencers, we're able to see how people's anger can be useful in real time, not only as far as getting engagement, but also making some money. So, you know, obviously, it's leading us down a really stupid rabbit hole.
Can I just say that of all the idiots, in all the idiot villages, in all the idiot worlds, you stand alone, my friend.
Like I said, not all rage bait is serious. Some of it is just genuinely incredibly stupid and annoying. The mispronunciation of a word, or how to make a coffee, or whatever the hell this is. I actually learned that the mispronunciation thing is an especially useful form of rage baiting, given that it gets other creators to engage with the original content to correct it or make fun of it or whatever.
Oh, not the
Lay out
tzatziki
prosciutto,
trend.
Then add brie and walnut. It is so delicious with tizay tizaikai.
Like, come on, who actually in their right mind pronounces tizay tizaikai for tzatziki? Like, I don't think there's a single fucking person that would do that, man. Germans did. My German friend can properly pronounce tzatziki. Oh, but yeah, this type of thing works because, like, on top of the mispronouncing, making some people be unable to control their way of like correcting you, right? Because I once mispronounced salmon. I said salmon, and oh my god, people were like, "It's salmon, Paws. The L is silent." Some people cannot help themselves. And then obviously you have the people that are like, you know, of that country, right? Looking at you mispronounce and having a reaction because it brings them, like if they're funny, it brings them exposure.
Literally don't know how to pronounce this word, but PepsiCo just officially recalled their sugar-free Shua Peepees ginger ale for containing full sugar.
I don't know how to pronounce Schweppes.
Schweppes is what you do to make children. Now the line on what
Schweppes is what you did to make children. Bruh, I can't. That crit me way too hard.
what separates harmful and non-harmful rage bait is probably different for every person, because at least I'm of the opinion that making people mad and keeping people in this perpetual state of anger is not good, regardless if you're whisking eggs into sprinkles or if you're doing something out in public that's actually horrible. So let's cast our attention to—
For me, I think, like, personally, I draw the line at people doing harmful things for the sake of engagement, because that leads to actual clueless people potentially harming themselves. And some people say, right, like, it's just stupid taking themselves out, or saying that it's deserved because they didn't know any better. But, like, I'm not of the opinion that we should encourage that. Like, there was the whole trend with the avocado. Someone made a fake clip where they were like, there's more avocado inside the seed, right? The inner part of the avocado. You just need to open it up and you were missing it. And it's just like, dude, that can be so harmful and hurtful to so many people just for you, like, getting that bait in. Why spread so much misinformation? Or the people that were freaking putting bags over their heads that led to kids suffocating. We don't see it often, but there's like a side on TikTok that's just for kids, and holy shit, those horror stories you hear of kids dying trying random stuff. It's terrifying to read the news on such things. And those things obviously don't make big news, because who the heck wants to be responsible for killing people, right?
To some more serious forms of this kind of content. A good example of this is a woman called Winter Zezu. Zezu. I don't know how to say this. A notable rage bait influencer who posts videos acting inconsiderate and oblivious out in public, pretending to be accosted by waiters in restaurants, or doing generally inappropriate things to make other people upset. In several videos, she is eating dinner when a restaurant employee approaches her table and says that she's too pretty and is making other diners jealous. Yeah, very believable.
I'm really sorry about that. Actually, like, if you could stop eating, we're gonna take that outside for you.
Not touch my.
We're gonna take this outside for you.
Yeah, that's very believable, right?
We can wrap it up. You aren't allowed to be in the restaurant anymore.
For what reason?
So we have like a couple of complaints that you're actually like, it's really funny.
Bruh.
You're too pretty to be in the restaurant.
There was a couple over there and
Yeah, I'm sure that is so believable. Like, why does this work, man? If you never interacted with reality, this will be believable. That's sad.
the woman left the man because they're so jealous and like are afraid that she's gonna get jealous again. Most we can do for you is give you this napkin so you can cover your hair and face so like no one gets jealous in the restaurant. It's the only way we can do this.
Welcome to another episode of I Don't Know What's More Depressing. The fact that this works, or the fact that there are people who believe this is real.
Oh my god, I agree! I don't know what is more depressing, man. Oh, this is sad.
There would be way less of these people if we just took the warning labels off of laundry detergent. In another clip, she's shown walking across the street to get an aesthetic shot while cars honk all around her.
Can you imagine that I'm making a video? I don't care. Stop. I have to finish that video. It's green now. Oh my god, these cars are driving me crazy. It's green. Why? I don't know why he's honking at me. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna redo the whole video.
Alright then. She deliberately
No, the honks are definitely fake. Like, that is a fake video. But, like, I would call the cops as a person living in that neighborhood. Like, can you imagine doing that?
acts entitled and clueless, and if this were real, this would in fact be infuriating to watch. But it isn't real, and she isn't clueless. And some people in the comments weren't even convinced that the honking is real, which adds an extra layer of just how awful all of this is.
The problem is those people are commenting. And because they're commenting, she gets boosted. So it works. It doesn't even matter that it's fake, bad fake. People comment on it.
But these videos bring
I can't get people to comment on my videos generally. Like, people don't comment to boost good content. They just comment on dumb shit.
the views, evidently. And the more of them that you make, the higher chance you're going to go viral. Because we all need to be mad to feel something. I don't think a lot of people have had a feeling since COVID, when all of our emotional spectrums were replaced with visceral rage. A Rolling Stone article that references Zezu says that she makes anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 a month from making this sort of content. All from people engaging with content that is designed to piss you off.
Yeah, she that's my income for 1-2 years. That she makes it in a month just pissing people off. Maybe I should go piss people off with fake weird content too. This is depressing, man.
All
That it
from
works.
people engaging with content that is designed to piss you off. And the worst part is, people fall for this repeatedly. It is especially common with relation to accounts who make up cheating scandals, like this creator here called Louisa Melcher,
I
who
hate that
mostly
so
posts videos telling
much.
fake stories that center around herself as the main character, so to speak. Many of them are completely outlandish, such as having a professional baseball-playing boyfriend who gave her cheap seats at one of his games, or getting arrested at the Met Gala. That actually, maybe this one really happened. But many of them also revolve around cheating. Each of these videos racks up millions, like literally millions of views, putting thousands of dollars in her pocket. And this is something that continues to go viral because most people feel very strongly about infidelity, as demonstrated by their visceral reactions in the comment section. But all of this, you could argue, is still not the worst of the worst. All of it is dishonest, and yes, it is incredibly shitty to do this to people for views, but you know, actually a sad reality is that cheating content has been around, especially on YouTube, for a really long time. And maybe this is just me, and maybe I'm just making excuses for other YouTubers because I'm very partial to this platform, but I feel like even the cheating scandal fake content that was made way back when, people so easily identified was fake because they had to create like 10 minutes worth of it, whereas now these people make 1 minute, a very clipped short 1 minute clip of whatever's happening, and for some reason That just feels more believable. It's like there's less room for error. I don't know how to explain it. Now,
Capitalism at its finest, indeed. Like, oh man. People will do anything for money, and having morals and having, I mean, morals are based on where you, like how you grew up and where you grew up and stuff like that, like being ethical and moral. It's like, it just feels so shitty to see such things work, such manipulation work, people believing it's real and then just falling prey for it. But yeah, it's like, greed is greed, yeah. And if it works, right? Those people are making money and they have no qualms with the fact that like it's not viewed as okay. Like hell, even React content, right? I was morally opposed to doing React content for like 9 years of my content creation journey because I didn't feel like I didn't feel right, or that I provide enough insight or value or my own thoughts to a video. It was like I didn't want to do it. I ended up doing it. Like, I gave it a shot. I was like, fine, I'll do it. And guess what? Guess what? I'm infinitely better from a financial perspective now than I was when I was doing my own original content. So, yeah. Even this, right? I still get a lot of, like, people commenting. It's funny, because, like, I read most of my comments, right? And I get a lot of people commenting going, like, you're stealing content and being offended and outraged for other creators, right? But the thing is, right, these creators, they get notified when someone uploads something that is like their video, and they can just ask for the revenue, and they can also just ask for a takedown, and they have control over it. So like, people being outraged on their behalf is silly because they're notified. Hell, I got notified when someone took my video and translated it in another language. And YouTube was like, hey, this is your video. And I'm just like, yeah, cool, they translated in another language. That's awesome. Someone took the time to share my thoughts. They thought they liked what I said enough that they wanted people from their country to know what I said. It's like, that's freaking badass.
I have a problem with most
I
of the
diverge.
content that we've discussed so far. But the rage bait that I hate by far the most and have the most issue with is that which is posted deceptively, edited deceptively, and is designed to pit people against one another. So, you know, just like regular 2024 stuff. A few days ago, several Twitter accounts had posted a video where women were given balloons and were asked to pop them based on the attractiveness of the male dating offering. In this video, we see these women slowly popping their balloons as the male contestant is speaking. It's, of course, a little bit sad. He continues to speak while balloons are being popped in the background, giving us the illusion that every single girl passes on this guy.
That compliments me, someone that's, you know, by my side, definitely loves me for just me.
Okay, as an aside, this girl was like fighting for her life trying to pop this balloon. I have never seen someone struggle so hard with a piece of rubber. Yes, there's an obvious joke here to be made. No, I'm not gonna make it, but I wanna. Ultimately, some of the women were asked to explain why they basically passed on dating this guy. Their reasoning was largely that they weren't attracted to him, and he responds very kindly to each of them, complimenting their hair, their outfits, their tattoos, and so on. Now, the comments on these posts are about what you'd expect. People getting very angry at how shallow these women are, making grand statements about women generally, and using this comment section as a place to air their personal grievances with dating and with the opposite sex. And the primary posters got exactly what they wanted. A bunch of views, tons of comments and likes, and a viral post purely based off of people's anger towards a lot of women who are potentially rejecting this guy. But here's why this is a problem. Anyone who could have been bothered to do a little bit of digging would have come across the rest of this video, where a young woman who didn't pop her balloon was expressing to the male offering that they share many of the same interests, that he can tidy up his way of dressing, which the other women had an issue with, but he ultimately seems like a really nice human being, and that's what she's looking for. And the comments on this video are a completely different vibe. People saying that this was a really wholesome interaction, that it made them smile, that it was nice to see two people genuinely connecting. But this video, evidently, has a lot
Did
less
worse.
interaction.
Yep.
It has fewer comments, fewer views, because at the end of the day, niceness just doesn't bring the engagement.
Yeah. As I said, it's like, it is very sad because when you like a creator, right? Like when you like their vibe, when you like their content, a lot of people, they don't think about, hey, I should leave a nice comment or I should press like, right? That's not the thing that goes to you. You just like smile and you move on. It's kind of like, oh, that's a wholesome interaction. Moving on. Creating problems to sell you the solution. Yep, that is also something that happens. And nowadays we get sold on things that you get less features so that you can pay for premium features. It's a whole different thing. But people love to make others mad and to spin things in a negative connotation. It is very sad because it works. Like, so many people are angry and frustrated, and the living situation across the world is so fucking shitty, and housing problems, and people like being tired, right? Just being tired of injustice, being tired of like all bad stuff happening. So your mind is tuned to like kind of amplify those negative things that happen to you. Cuz like I was complaining yesterday about like the unfortunate situation and all the crap that I have to deal with. But even while I was complaining, I was telling my friend, like, I know that I'm fortunate enough, right, to have a lot of things going well in my life. Like, I am healthy, I have a roof over my head. Mind you, I got flooded 3 times in a year, but like, like, it could be a lot worse. I still feel like complaining about the bad luck that I've been through, despite knowing that it's not all bad. My brain is still like focusing more on the bad than on the positives. And it's exploitable, sadly.
This same situation played out for another video that went viral back in January. In the clip, this woman expresses that she got sick of being a mother and effectively abandoned her children. She tried to claim her children on her taxes and was angry to find out that the other parent had already done this.
Claim your children on taxes? Excuse me, what? What? In what world do we live in?
In November, I decided I no longer wanted to be a responsible parent, and I gave up my kids. I was just tired of being responsible and caring for them. I felt like I was too young and I wanted to go out there and experience life, and I started dating someone else, so it just didn't fit with my new lifestyle.
On its face,
Wow.
all of this sounds absolutely terrible, and if people are mad
I mean, obviously, hearing that, I just think, wow, what a shitty parent, right? I'm not gonna comment that to them because I know better, but like, Jesus Christ. Again, I don't know what's more depressing, the fact that this works or the fact that there are situations like this that are actually real as well. Like, it's sad. We live, this is just sad.
about it, well, I don't really blame them. And then they were mad about it.
What has this world come to, man? This woman, this mother is mad that she has to pay child support because she abandoned her kids because they didn't fit her lifestyle.
But as with the balloon situation, there was more to the story. Wow, shocking, crazy. Can't believe that. This woman had in fact not abandoned her family, and she was not trying to beat the IRS, although she should, because taxation is theft. She is actually a California-based credit counselor and was recounting something a male client had told her during an appointment.
That's exactly what my conversation was like right now with the client. The craziest thing is that, unfortunately, men tend to do this a lot. They just tend to walk off and pretend that those kids never existed. They don't want to pay child support. And it's almost like it's okay, if you're a guy and you do that. But the minute a girl does that, oh my gosh, I'm sure you wanted to kill me for the first 30, 40 seconds of this video.
What the fuck? I'm sure you wanted to kill me. If anyone that's watching my reaction to this goes like, I want to kill that woman, please seek therapy. Kill? That's such an extreme emotion, man. Kill? You're a horrible mother, but if she was the one doing that, right? If she abandoned her kids like that, she'd be a horrible mother, but at the end of the day, those kids probably were better off without her. If that was what they were getting raised by. But like, damn, kill? Oh, damn, man. No wonder these people are like getting so much engagement and bait. It does suck that her story got cut off, and it does suck that this type of thing actually exists as well, right? Like this type of injustice exists a lot. It's hard to tell nowadays what's real and what's fake. It's hard to know what to believe in and what not to believe in.
Anyone had bothered to play this clip out in its entirety, they would have found that out pretty fast. So whoever originally cut this and posted it and went viral with it knew what they were doing. They knew that they were taking out a huge chunk of the context that made this video make sense. Instead, this woman was unreasonably hit with a barrage of hate, going viral for all the wrong reasons, all because somebody took her video, deceptively edited it, posted it, all to generate some rage.
Yeah, it sucks when they become a victim to hate for something that they didn't even do. Like, they got portrayed in a bad light, and that's actually, isn't it like a case for defamation? Is it defamation that it would be a case for? Because it's kind of weird, because she went viral, which technically helped her, but like, you know, her image is kind of ruined for a lot of people now. Oh, you had a nice burger? Damn, Tanko. I'm jealous. Also, hi.
And as an aside, and I probably have feelings about this because I make content and other people post my content and do whatever they want with it.
Yeah, I mean, I paused it at an interesting time because I was reading chat, but it is complicated. Yes, sadly, it is very complicated. I don't think like stuff like that where your name, your likelihood gets smeared like that is easy to go in court through. Especially like here, for example, trying to sue anyone for anything is pointless. It costs too much money, man. You just end up wasting money.
This because I make content and other people post my content and do whatever they want with it. I hate that people can steal someone else's video, cut it and do whatever they want with it, and then make money off of it by making people hate on that person. Like, that's just, I feel like that's wrong. And
yeah, like usually a lot of the cases, it's very rare that I will post a reaction to something where I strongly dislike the video, right? Like, if I really cannot watch the video, if I cannot finish it, if I think that creator is like absolute trash or horrible or like, you know, doing something inappropriate, I end up just not posting that video because 1, I don't want to give them exposure. 2, I don't want to deal with that negative vibe, right? So it's funny though, because a lot of people still think I'm negative in some situations, or like that I am deeply affected by things, like the No Man's Sky video. People are like, Paws, he's not a liar. Like, I just called him a liar. I have nothing against the man. What the heck? I wish him well. Someone can lie and still be a human being afterwards. Like, chill. People like are so very black and white about things. It's like you can't disagree with someone and still live with them, apparently. It's that extreme. It's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, that's why like when I react to stuff, I just leave everything in, including the ad break. Because like, it's the video that I'm watching, right? The least I can do is be respectful to the creator that made it and watch it in its entirety.
I guess this brings me to one of my biggest issues with rage bait generally, but besides the obvious stuff. Back in August 2023,
Stop making me tiny!
Mashable published an article called Elon Musk's app pays users now. Expect an engagement bait deluge.
Yep.
Deluge. I'm certain this is deluge. I don't know, don't believe me. I'm not
Twitter.
gonna look it up. I'm too lazy. The writer made the claim that monetizing posts on Twitter would lead to even more aggressive engagement.
Yeah, but like that's the thing that he did well, kinda, to a degree. It doesn't always work because it's hard to tell whether it's fake or not, but at least Community Notes removes that revenue from people.
Baiting. And regardless if the writer here likes or hates Elon, if she's left or right wing, she's making an actually salient point. One that I have personally watched come to fruition on the platform that I used to love above all the others. People will legit sign in and be like, if I had 14 nipples, will my wife still love me? Thoughts? Like, no, the only thing that women love with 14 nipples are cats. You're not a cat, I hope. That would be terrifying. Paying people based on interactions and impressions will lead to, and has led to, engagement baiting. And again, sorry to be a broken record, but one of the easiest ways to do this is by inciting anger. We have seen it blow up on Twitter, on TikTok, on Instagram, just about every platform that financially rewards people for views and interaction. People will knowingly tweet irritating things, like that stretch marks are disgusting, that beautiful actresses are mid, knowing full well that people are going to feel a need to give their 2 cents. And this is more or less the issue with monetizing this sort of content overall.
Jesus.
Take, for example, this Kayla G lady on TikTok. A few months back, she created a several video series.
Some people still don't get that others lie on the internet. Yeah, but even then, right, you still... Even if you move on, right, you still kind of engage in it and it's kind of stays with you, and it's the entire vibe. Because if you're on Twitter, for example, and you're scrolling, right, you still end up seeing it, rolling your eyes, and leaving an impression despite not engaging with it. Obviously, people engage with it, hence why they make a lot more money, but like, you still go and like sigh at the whole thing. And it's like, that's why I can't go on Twitter a lot of the times. It is oppressingly sad. See, even my cat agrees with me. She's taking off right now. She's taking off on the wheel. Can I have some cat wheels in the chat? Oh, but like, I can't go on Twitter because I scroll through it for 2 minutes and there's so many people trying to rage bait, trying to make you engage with them, saying things that are purposely not right. Jesus Christ, I need to shout! Midnight, what is she doing? Yes? Can I help? She was taking off there, man. But yeah, like, what I do honestly when that happens is I just schedule some posts and take a few days off social media, and I'm like, I don't need this, man. I don't need this type of vibe and energy. I'd rather focus on laughing and having fun, on spreading joy and positivity, rather than constantly glooming about how things are bad. Because yes, things are bad. Yes, we live in a shitty time and things are just gonna get worse until it implodes, and then it will get better. Right? Like, but all we can do is focus on ourselves and our own outlook on things, right? So I choose to like try and focus on the positives as much as possible. I love your cat. Yeah, she's wonderful. She's a wonderful menace.
Is detailing a fake cheating scandal. She racked up over 40 million views on the first video of the series alone.
Jesus
if that
Christ.
video is monetized, and if this page that says that TikTok pays 50 cents every 1,000 views is right, Kayla made somewhere in the realm of $20,000. Which is madness. So look, the bottom line for me here, and in my opinion, rage bait is not good or healthy. But with this said, it is kind of unavoidable in a way.
It is lucrative,
we
sadly.
naturally are going to get mad at things that we see and engage with on the internet. That is a given. But I certainly don't think existing in this perpetual state of stress and anger based on the content that you're consuming online is remotely the way to go. And that's unfortunately what a lot of these content creators and accounts and whatnot are banking on. That people, just by virtue of the way things are right now, are in this perpetual state of anger and being mad all the time. And honestly, I kind of think that's why maybe a lot of social interaction is not super epic these days, because people are just incredibly pent up all the time. It's also probably worth me making mention of the fact that there is a discernible and distinct difference between content that just makes you mad by virtue of the fact that it's frustrating to read or listen to or whatever, and content that has specifically been designed to make you mad for engagement purposes. There are plenty of creators who you could probably accuse of rage baiting, but in reality, they're actually just making content that's their opinion or something that they're interested in that just so happens to be enraging.
Yeah, I mean, controversial content, it's lucrative and is definitely something that people, like, if you're opinionated on something, right? You can have content made around that where you're gonna have sides. And that's fine, because at the end of the day, it's a discussion, it's sharing your opinion and talking about it. Purposely engineering it so that you trigger certain emotions and fabricating stuff and making shit up for the sake of money is shitty.
Like, they're not doing it on purpose. It's just like a side effect of reporting on stupid stuff. And yes, I'm saying this because I probably fall into that category. Like, I don't mean to make you guys angry. I just happen to cover things that are of interest to me that are a little bit infuriating. So
yeah, I mean, some of the topics that Sydney covers are definitely controversial or can be rage-inducing. In this case, like, this video is depressing, man. It's just depressing. It's so sad. Both as a content creator, the fact that, like, it just reminds me that there's always a route that I can take where I could earn more money, right? I look at it and I'm just like, I could earn more money. Why am I not doing it? I'm just like, I don't wanna. I will be honest, I'd rather have less money and be happy than have to scrounge up the internet for shit like that. Like, ugh.
So, yeah, little bit of a self protection thing there, but I don't know. I think that's a very distinct and fair point to be making here. For those of you in the comments who are going to be like, but Sydney, you do the rage baiting sometimes. You know what? I do. Yes, you're right. I do it sometimes. It's mostly on Twitter, and it's mostly directed at the red pill. I find their screaming delicious. Ultimately, rage bait isn't going anywhere. Not anytime soon, anyway. It's been a staple of the internet since the outset, and it's going to continue to be a staple of the internet. But the purpose of me making this video is largely just to remind you all that it exists, and to be a little bit discerning when you're looking at content online and realizing what's been made for the express purpose of eliciting a feeling in you and getting you to react. I know you guys are smart people, and I know that saying some of this might be a moot point as it is, but I do think it is really important to learn to parse what is real and what is contrived to attract engagement.
It is hard sometimes, to be fair, to tell and to investigate. Like, that's the reason why it's also time wasting, right? Because I can look at the video of, like, the woman that was recounting what a guy told her, the woman with the kids, right? I can look at it and judge it on the situation and then move on with my life, because it's designed in a way where I don't have to question that if there's more to the story. But also, I'm the type that doesn't necessarily go after people and attacks them and harasses them and, like, seeks out the content creator, right? Or the person in the video and to insult. I've had people come to me and DM me that I'm a horrible person and I should just die, you know? But why would I bother, man? It's just too much effort to, like, try and, like, reach some. And for what? To spread negativity? Screw that. So, like, I don't want to spend the time figuring out whether it's the truth or not. I just assume that they're all fake because it's the easiest way. And that way, I don't engage with it. I don't promote it. And I just move on with my life. That's the only way I know how to deal with it. I just assume it's all fake. Because otherwise, like, it's too much time out of my life focused on someone else's life, if that makes sense. Just live your damn life, man. Just live your life. Live your life. Focus on yourself. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on your passions, your hobbies, your dreams. Remember your dreams from when you were a bloody kid. And focus on that instead of chasing to find out the truth about whether a TikToker lied or not. Or doom scrolling for freaking 10 hours. That's my way of solving this.
Social media platforms don't care if the content that's being made is terrible. They want you to spend as much time on their apps as humanly possible.
Yep.
So if popping rage bait in the algorithm and rewarding creators who make it keeps you engaged, these platforms are going to keep doing that. After all, it's been scientifically proven that things that make us angry are shared more widely, precisely because they make us angry. So, in the end, getting mad here and there, especially in this increasingly frustrating, polarized world, is honestly completely fine. But it's always worth being on the lookout these days for those who are deliberately trying to incite you just so that they can make a buck. Now, before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out Fume using the link in the description or
Get off
the
social
QR
media,
code
that's
on
the best
screen.
thing.
I really like Fume as a company. I like what they're all about. So
I mean,
go
that kind
and
of
check them
works
out
too.
and remember that when you support them, you
If a
actually are
platform makes
supporting
you
this channel.
angry, stop
and of course,
using
don't
it.
forget to use code THEWALL for 10% off when you buy from my company, Lions Tea Exchange. Go and do that. Let's
Watching
have
a
a
VTuber
birthday
at 5 AM,
celebration
ignoring
for
your sleep
me,
schedule.
and the
Go to
celebration is me
bed.
packing your boxes, which I thoroughly enjoy. Now,
Go to
open the floor
bed.
to all of you. What do you all think? Are you somebody who falls for rage bait? Are you willing to admit that? Are you somebody who sees it
No.
and you're like, nope, I know exactly what's going on here? What do you make of the fact that people can make a
Are you a person that knows that it's fake? Meanwhile, me going like, I don't care about your issues. I don't care if you got cheated on. I don't care about your problems. I don't care about your boss. I don't care about whatever happened. Oh, cat video. Ooh. It's like that type of content does not work on me at all. If it's someone yapping about their problems, I'm like, I have enough problems of my own, lady. I do not need to take that energy. I'm good, thanks. Yeah. Oh, I don't even watch cat videos, to be fair, because I have cats. So like, I watch a cat video, it's cute. So like, I saw a cat video of a cat just rubbing against their owner, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. I put my phone down and I went to play with my cat. It's just like, meh.
boatload of money by making you incredibly angry? Do you think that it's good? Do you think that it's bad? Do you just think it's the direction in which we're trending? Do you think that these people shouldn't be able to make money, that this is bad and exploitative of people's feelings? Do you
I think it's exploitative, and I dislike it personally. I dislike people manipulating and exploiting emotions. But sadly, I am not a person, like, I don't think anyone can really put a law against it or like regulate it properly. I think we need to grow as individuals and learn to discern better and to spend our time in a more mindful manner. Like, it's rough, right? It's like my morals tell me not to do it. That is really shitty. But at the same time, for people that are just fucking around, messing around and earning money, is like, do they really care about it? No. I dislike people that are disturbing in public or loud or obnoxious or like get up with their feet on the train station seat and dance. It's like, why? But I grew up in a certain way that they might have not grown up, so I feel weird necessarily judging them or in saying that what they're doing shouldn't be allowed, or that you shouldn't monetize content that makes people rage, because as Sydney said, right, some topics will make someone raged or hit a nerve. Where do we draw the line? How do you regulate that? How do you just decide what's okay and not okay? For me, the ones I really loathe though are, as I said, the ones that put people in danger and spread misinformation to the point where it is dangerous for others, and that has led to people dying. I think that is atrocious of them, and it is sad that people do that. For the rest, right, like, we can be better and learn.
you think it is resulting in us being more divided than ever, and what do you generally make of this
Take care,
issue
Kuro.
overall? As always, if you made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride.
Yay!
If you are new here and you are not subscribed already, consider hitting the subscribe button if you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content. Also, leave this video
Remember
a
to
like and a
subscribe.
comment, because I do read the majority of your comments and I always like hearing your feedback.
Same.
Of course, if you have any video suggestions, feel free to let me know. I also have a running list of those. But in the
Same.
meantime, my beautiful pretty people, I will see you in the next video.
Yay! We made it to the final. But yeah, seriously, rage bait. Just be more mindful of how you spend your time. That is the only advice I can honestly give about the situation. Just take care of yourself. Put yourself first. Think about what you like and enjoy, not about what you hate. Focus on the positivity, said the Paws.